What up, y'all? Welcome to another show, the DC Pharma Show. Got my co-host with me, Big Worm at Cannabis.
How's it going, everybody? I like the little no-till organics added to your little logo there. I like that a lot.
I know, definitely. Jacob showing off tonight. That's what's up.
Oh, okay.
But tonight, we definitely have a giveaway tonight. I want to thank, first of all, I want to give my shout out to Meister over there on Georgia Avenue. If y'all don't know about them, go check them out. They have great glass pieces, accessories, just top of the line shit that you guys would need for your smoking abilities.
They do some education stuff as well, right? I think they do.
They do. DC Scrogger does have a class there. I don't know if he still does it, but if he does it. Do it at Meister, from what I know. But the reason I'm shouting them out tonight is because they came through real big for me and donated this for my giveaway show tonight. And it's going to be for the third lucky caller. Caller number 3 tonight. And we have an ashtray that does a few things on there.
This is nice. So you got it's got the bowl stand, and then it's also got the asher. So
yeah, and then we also have this, which I think is cool, man. I love the plasma lighters, but they came through with this plasma lighter right here. Definitely tell me to let y'all know this was a $40 value. The way it works, you cut it on the bottom. And if y'all can see it, it's a little plasma thing, lights up. Don't stick your finger in there, you might get burnt. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
And if you're smoking out of a bong, see it lights up. There we go. Got it. And you can also do it upside down because it's a magnet in the back. So if you like to smoke your flowers out of a bong, you can use it for that too.
Very cool.
So that's what's going down tonight on the giveaway for the third lucky caller. And
at the end of the show, so stay tuned, everybody.
Or in between, or we don't know when.
Oh, mystery.
But we had a guest tonight. Don't know if he's stuck in traffic. Don't know if he's gonna show up tonight. We were gonna be talking about lead lighting, but we're gonna go ahead and freestyle this tonight and talk about problems in no-till that may pop up, or we just gonna talk about no-till in general. We're gonna freestyle this tonight until he shows up, if he shows up. Apologize to all that tuned in tonight to listen to an episode about lighting. I don't really know much about lighting except me trying to get away from using too much light in electrical uses. So, from my point of view, since I'm gonna go ahead and give my little 2 cents, a lot of people, reach for the best lights. The new LEDs that come out every other month, it seems like to me. HIDs, all these kind of lights. And I've been through a few of them, man. But lately, what I've been trying to do in my growing and in my style of growing is to move away from using lights to be light dependent all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. I still use lights in my grow, or will be using lights in my grow, but it'll be more of a light depth situation.
So we Airwalk 66. We know that it's LEDs. It's light emitting diodes. We know that. It's all good. Welcome everybody to the chat. I had a conversation this week with a new person to no-till. Hit me up and was having all these problems with efficiencies. I started talking to him about his soil. He's got Kiss Organic soil, Build a Soil from out west. I was like, dude, you got the tools, man. So I started talking to him. He's like, my top layer is dry as a bone, water. And I really think that keeping your containers moist and properly watered is a key. One of the big keys to no-till, I will say. And once you get that dialed in, I think like Josh was saying with those blue mats, once he got that dialed in, it was automatic. So
yeah, I'm definitely have to check those blue mats out. But
look, I got them, man. You can.
Me personally, I'm more.
You can get them working.
But me, I'm still more of an old school guy. But I probably need to move away from that. I like the water, hand water, top feed. And it is. When you're doing no-till, when you first beginning, it is a trial and error as far as watering goes, especially if you're using fabric pots. Because your soil tends to dry out a lot sooner than what you imagine.
Man, Hold
So
a lot
it's
of water too.
when you first start no-till or any type of organic and you watering, and then you're a beginner, yeah, it's a trial and error until you actually figure out how much your pot could take, your plant could take or whatever without having runoff. Since you don't really need no runoff when you're feeding your plants.
Don't want the runoff.
Yeah, you definitely don't want the runoff. That means you're doing too much. But that's all part of trying to get it together.
I also think using the sprayer, really helps you slow down and let that water slowly absorb. Let it soak up slow.
Yeah, man. And, anybody that's doing organics out there in chat or whatever, man, if you run into any problems, man, feel free to ask any questions or whatever, or even throw your 2 cents in there, man, because, great minds, man, putting them together, man, is dangerous. So I definitely appreciate input from out there in chat.
If I got any great growers out there, please check out my Instagram. I got some pictures of some buds that are foxtailing right now. I'm curious what you know. If you've grown...
I got a question for you, though. I did see a picture on Instagram, right? And it looked like you got a plant on there that you just chopped in half. What's the deal with that?
So, little story about that. I got a pack of seeds from Jinx Proof Genetics out west. His 9-pound hammer. I saw him on Instagram. I like what he does. He does a lot with autism out there. He gives back to his community out there. I like that a lot. So I want to check out his genetics. The 9-pound hammer's won some awards. Popped 5 seeds, got 3 girls, had them DNA tested with our, Farmer Freeman DNA. Mm-hmm. And this one, man, I cut clones off all of them. It cloned in half the time of the others with roots crazy. She's growing faster than the other ones. So right now I'm trying to do what they call a mainline system, I believe it's called. Mm-hmm. I started at the 6th node and I topped to the 3rd node and cleaned everything else off. I'm letting it grow out. I didn't do it exactly. I didn't keep it as tight. When they look like they do it, they keep it tight to the soil line. I didn't do that. I let it grow out a little bit.
Right.
And now I'm using a little low stress, holding it down. So on the fabric pots, I use those big binder clips.
Okay.
They're like the 2-inch binder clips, and I just clip them right on the fabric pot. I run a little training wire up to it, give it a little gap because it's going to grow, right? So you don't ever want anything tight, you know what I'm saying? So I give it a little gap and pull them down. So that's what I got that good. So I've got 2 nodes right here. Hopefully they're going to grow out like that. 2 nodes on the other side. I may or may not top that in. So, be eight big suits coming up. And the idea behind it is they say that it's like a nutrient highway. I will say that node is extremely thick. But the reason I went for this, man, is there's a grower, Scrogger King. Mm-hmm. Let me see. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
So he sits. I'm not. So he might be up northeast somewhere. He sits underneath this stuff, man, and it's one plant and these 2 big stalks coming up in a perfect scrog screen. It's just beautiful. It's perfect. And I think he uses some type of mainlining technique to get those 2. It just splits perfect.
So it mainly makes the plant really bush out. What?
Yeah, it's supposed to. And he's supposed to run those nutrients straight up to it. So, okay. I also like to try something different every now and then. I'm trying to really optimize training of the plant and have it do what I want from seed this time. You know what I mean? Since this is my first successful seed run, my last seeds got taken out by the rusted mites.
Now, when you mainlining, right? Now, how many weeks would that set your growth back?
They claim it's not any. So I had one guy message me saying that he was old school from Oregon. He was saying he just low stress trains. He says any topping of the plant is just unhealthy for it. I believe cannabis is a very trainable, bendable plant, So I'm not seeing any slowing down on it. I'm really happy with the cover crop. I think that might be adding to it, cutting this ryegrass back. It's like I'm cutting a friggin' front yard, man. I got so much ryegrass, but it's breaking down. I think it's feeding everything. I think it's keeping it moving.
Well, definitely, you got that organic matter there. It's gonna do what it, what it's supposed to.
But we're gonna find out that topping because I accidentally topped the one in the back. I went to low stress training and snapped it. So.
Well, see, I'm under the belief that cannabis is a very, very forgiving plant, so a lot can happen to it. She's gonna bounce back, but in the process of bouncing back, I'm in the belief that the plant takes time to, pauses its growth to recuperate the damaged area. So I'm under the belief that you may lose a week or two, because like I said, it's a very forgiving plant and it bounces back quick.
Right.
So even if it's that many, days or whatever have you, but I think it may slow the process down a little bit, but it won't take away from the end goal that you're trying to meet.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. So, if you have a mark that you're trying to meet with it, and I think you want to get there with it, because a lot of people, man, that stress train, low stress train, man, some people have these plants looking like bonsai trees, man. So, you know what I'm saying? You definitely could get away with doing whatever you want to it. I just think the more that you do to it is also the more that you slow the growth down in your plant. So, just be mindful, you know what I'm saying, as far as how some other people may go about chopping down your plants or, pulling this leaf here or this branch over there. Just know that it does have an effect in the plant, but if you keep at it, it will get you to your end result that you're trying to meet for sure.
So the whole reason doing all this is plant count and trying to grow big plants under one light and keeping everything legit under Initiative 71. So, everybody knows I'd like to have a big bed and see it green it out with 50 plants in it and, move right along. So, but it, you got to get slow to get these big girls,
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Especially if you could do the same thing with one plant that you can do with three, Depending on how you train that one plant, you could definitely get a good yield from it. If she has the space.
I see Mr. J Rock 420 is in the house. He did get his package. The soil amendments got there to him safely.
Hope he got his lane too. I don't know if he got that to him yet, but I hope he did get it.
Proceed with caution, brother. That is some potent, beautiful stuff. Very nice.
Tony too, man. I appreciate Tony coming through all the time. Got some other people that's definitely gonna come through here. I ain't seen Soa Biota yet, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna stop before the night. Before the night is out, he's gonna stop through.
So how long you think before you got plants in the soil?
New Year.
New Year.
I'm aiming for the New Year.
Oh yeah. All right. I like it.
Definitely trying to hustle up, trying to finishing up everything that I got going. Going back, checking a few things, crossing my T's, dotting my I's, Because, the more you rush, the more you realize you miss things. So I have to backtrack and correct a couple of issues before I even start growing.
It's better to do it now before the plants
in definitely. There. Especially when you get that far ahead in your build, man. You want it right. So that's where I'm at right now. Building it out every time I see. I'm telling you people, I'm not a construction guy. So when I go out there to work on this place, sometimes I don't feel like it. But I still get it done anyways. I know what has to be done, and I just go at it and do it. Definitely got a hell of a partner helping me out right now. Anybody out there on IG, y'all go ahead and check out at 420 Flowers. Florist, that's what it is, 420 Florist. Y'all go check them out on IG. Definitely been giving me a helping hand on this build. And,
you got that lean today.
He
said he got that lean.
Oh, today. He got that. Yeah, take it easy. And I want to make sure Amber got hers too, man. I want to make sure Amber got her package. I'm pretty sure she did. But for the most part, man, on this no-till, since we're going to talk about health issues or whatever that may pop up. Because nobody's perfect and nothing's ever guaranteed. So, yes, we do have issues in no-till as well, as any other grower may face. But for the most part, when issues do pop up and you see deficiencies in your plant, man, my suggestion would be not to panic, meaning not to go on and start adding things, throwing things on top of things and on top of things, hoping something that's going to work.
Definitely don't top dress.
My suggestion would be, if you're doing organic, it's just water feed and ride it out for a few weeks and let the plant bounce back. And after that couple of weeks, if you're still having issues, then you need to re-amend your soil. That's for sure. You need to start adding some amendments in your soil. But for the most part, in no-till organics, man, the best suggestion would be to just leave it alone and ride it out with some water. That would be the best suggestion.
My go-to is that alfalfa kelp tea.
Okay.
It just makes shit perk up, you know. I don't know. I do 1 cup alfalfa, a 1/4 cup kelp, let it sit. And I used to bubble it, and I think the bubbling might do something. I'm not really bubbling it for life. It's more of a botanical tea, but I've let it sit without the bubble with no problem. It's just stirring it a couple days. I didn't stir it for 2 days. It was still fine. So I'm kind of experimenting on how much attention I have to give it. And I think you can just stir it once or twice a day and it'll be fine. And feed that in.
Yeah, at that point it becomes more of an extract,
Right.
Than the tea.
And the alfalfa is, the kelp of the land, and then you got the kelp of the sea. So, I mean, it's just good stuff in there.
My secret, man, I'm not going to lie. When I have issues in vegging, and this is in veg, and I do my watering cycle and everything's still the same, man, just go ahead and feed some fish. And watch how that baby perk right back up on.
What kind of fish you like? You got a brand you like or anything
man,
like that?
To be honest with you, man, I keep it simple, man. I go to Home Depot and buy that Alaska, what's it, 111, whatever it is?
511.
511, yeah, the Alaska 511.
Yeah, fish hydrolysate.
That thing stinks like something you wouldn't know, so try not to get it on you. But I tell you, man, this thing works.
I got a funny
It'll
story
get you out of
about
a jam, man.
I got a funny story about that. I'm a teacher. I teach students, but we were using fish to fertilize the greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a 50-50 split of the middle schoolers that didn't want anything to do with that smell, and then had the other ones like, oh, that reminds me of the pier, or that reminds me of this, or, I like that. So it was a very interesting reaction, getting them to feed the plants with the organic fertilizer and how they reacted to the smell. And, kind of crazy to see how kids react to that kind of stuff, that smell like you're talking about. Yeah, they didn't want it on them, and then some of them were like, whatever. So
you don't want it on you, man, but if you fully, because sometimes I even fully feed with it.
I want to address this if I can.
And it's like, well, go ahead.
So, Tony, man, I think that even in organic farming,
he's talking about the bottom.
It is important. You could have what they're talking about, the omni-protein. You could have a protein. You could make your own fish stuff, if you want to ferment some stuff. There are some things you can do, but, I mean, I keep a bottle of Neptune's Organic, their fish/kelp. I think it's something you can have in your toolbox. That's just my 2 cents on it. You can go that next step, obviously, right? There's always another step where you can get more pure, but I think it's okay to have an OMRI listed bottle in your toolbox when you need it.
And if available to you, you know what I'm saying? Get you a fish, man. Go ahead, get you a fresh fish. Throw that joker, guts and all, man. Throw it right in your blender. Blender on up, mix it in there with that water, man, and go ahead and feed your plants with it. You could go that route. There's definitely nothing wrong with it at all, whatsoever. I would suggest you do that if you have it available to do. You see what I'm saying? So, in a way, Tony is correct, but,
I think about that.
Sometimes you just, sometimes you got to keep something in the cut to get you out of a jam. That's all.
All them seafood restaurants around Southeast, I'm thinking, what are they doing to all them dead fish?
I tell you,
plant food.
But yeah, man. Like I said, I just use it. I pretty much use it, man, to get me out of the jam sometimes, man. Like it's not something I use on a regular. Like I say, he's completely correct. If you want to go all the way organic, that's what you do. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes you need something to get you out of a jam, so get the next thing smoking. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing jumping off. I'm going to get this cord on my phone first before we get this thing jumping off. And for those of y'all that know the number, don't call yet. And I also want to give that's what I wanted to. This is what I wanted to take the time out to take. I want to give a shout out to the cannabis community out there. I want to give a shout out to Phone Homie. He went out there to Puerto Rico. And for the y'all that don't know, man, I'm half black and Puerto Rican, man. So yes, I do have family in Puerto Rico. And it means a lot to me that he actually went out there. You know, it's definitely doing his cannabis thing out there and all that. But, you know, you get to see firsthand what's going on out there. And I want to shout out Phone Homie for this because he said when he come home, he's definitely going to do something for Puerto Rico. You know, he's going to start some sort of fundraiser or whatever the case may be. And I want to let him know right now that I'm going to be the first one on board to do whatever I can to make that happen as well. So, you know, all you out there in the cannabis community that can help and are willing to help, please stay tuned. So when Phone Homie returns, y'all can see what he got going as far as what it relates to and sending donations out there to Puerto Rico. And then for those of y'all that don't know who Phone Homie is, y'all go ahead and give him a follow on IG. Y'all figure it out real quick.
Yeah, you will. one live broadcast morning, you get the full picture.
And okay, the number again for y'all that don't know is 202-618-9399. Again, that's 202-618-9399. Call in the third caller. Tonight's gonna be the third caller, y'all. Will win this prize. And you can also call in and ask any questions, man. You don't have to text them on chat. You can call in. Whatever the case may be. So y'all go ahead and give me a call while I like this J I got over here. Hey man, he out there. I go caller number one.
In studio.
Huh. All right, that was the first caller. They hung up. That's caller number one. Damn it, man.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Press 2.
Should hang up. Oh, what was I saying?
What's that, brother?
I forgot what I was saying, but anyway. All right, caller number two. All right, caller number two gone. The next caller, that's it. Next caller, and what we got going?
3, 2.
That's it, y'all. We got a winner. Hope they don't. Oh, snap. All right, that was 420-6856. Please call back. You are the winner.
You want to call him back?
That's the only number I'm waiting on to call me back, and that's it. I remember what the number was. I accidentally hung up on him. That's the winner for the night. So when that number call me back, I already know who it is. And like I was saying, man, my man got his the pictures going on the IG. I'm really envious and jealous of him right now. I wish I was back out there right now, because I know the weather's lovely and the breeze is just blowing.
Down on the island.
Yeah, man, perfect place to smoke.
I don't know, man. My heart really goes out. Oh,
That's it.
there we go.
Yeah, that's it. Hello? All right, that's it. Who is this? All right, that's Stoner. Yeah, I know this joint ain't working. All right. So yeah, that's it. That's our third place winner, Stoner. I definitely got you, man. Just hit me up, or I got you. I already know where you at, so man. Stoner. But look.
Okay. I sent the caller's voicemail.
Baby girl, you too late. Sorry about that.
They missed it.
Right. Good thing too.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the island, you know, should have been a state a long time ago. I know that's a mixed bag, but I definitely think they're getting the short end of the stick right now. You know, they were already in debt, they were already in trouble, and then this happened to them, and
Yeah,
they
man.
project, you know, so much of the island still doesn't have power, so much is still having so much trouble, and it's not even a blip on the screen anymore. And
I mean, I can assure you, man, one thing I can say for certain is, man, from what I know for Puerto Rico, and that's a lot, man, because I've been out there and all that, man. The people out there, man, beautiful people, and they definitely going to pull through, man. They definitely going to pull through. and they're gonna make it work, man. You know what I'm saying? We got people doing their thing, and you know, other people trying to help. But I'm talking about the people from the island itself. They're definitely gonna pull through and come together and make it happen, man. So you know, it's gonna be all good before anybody knows it, man. That's for sure. I just hate that we are in the state we are right now, but you know what I'm saying, you know.
No doubt.
But
rebuild it better and beautiful.
Yep. And onward and bound about no till. Any questions out there in chat?
Let's see what else going on. I got those Mountain Organic seeds coming up. Sunset Sherbet. I straight killed the first 5. Not afraid to admit it.
Oh, you popped them already?
Yeah, I popped 5 and killed 5.
Oh, it's not.
Excuse me. Velvet Sunset. Excuse me.
Now, do you remember what the cross was that made that one?
The Sunset Sherbet cross with the Lotus.
Yeah.
With the Lotus. And the Lotus being, I think, the one.
And
Yep.
Velvet Rush. Yeah, she got it down.
She definitely has it down over there.
Just hold me down. So, yeah, the first 5, I try to do them in a 1 gallon. I thought the 1 gallons were moist enough, but the peat moss was either not moist enough or, it's hard to germinate in 1 gallon. So I came down in the morning and they were done. They all shriveled up.
Now you put them straight into the soil?
Yeah.
The seed?
Yeah, after they had tails had popped. Some of them had started coming up. I had a little one started coming up and then it just shriveled up. They didn't have enough water, it dried out. The 5 I got coming up right now, I did it in reader plugs. I got them in the little clone dome in there, so they're definitely going to come up. I was when I did the 9-pound hammers in the 1 gallon, I put a gallon bag over top of it to kind of create like an artificial dome. I didn't do that this time. I forgot that step. So basically, you can germinate a seed in anything if you can create the humidity around that. You know what I mean? So the bigger the container, the harder it is, obviously. But
oh man, you could germinate a seed, man. Just pop it in the soil. Like for example, I fucked up a few. Truth be told, I fucked up a few Smurf berries when I first started growing them. But and that's because they didn't pop in the water. Whatever happened, whatever I did, I messed them up. So I had a few other ones left, right? So I was already agitated because on my grow, everybody else already had a kickstart, which was like 2 weeks ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm already pissed. I couldn't wait. I didn't want to throw them in a cup of water so the tail could spring out or whatever. So the last few seeds I had, man, I just put them right there in the soil, man. And I swear and I lied to you not, every single one of them popped. Every single one.
Right.
I had 100% germination, man. And that's something I can't say as far as all the other methods that I try. Now, even though that did happen, right, I still have that habit that when I pop my seeds, I got to throw them in a cup of water. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I was happy with that. I didn't pre-soak it all this time. What I did was I ground up some aloe in the blender.
Mm-hmm.
And I put about 2-inch chunk, put some water in there, ground it up. You get like a little nice green water. Soak the rapid rooters in that. And then just using that as kind of my inoculant or my speed, excerpt. But I did the previous seeds that I messed up. I had great success. I soaked them. I put a little bit of aloe in there, and I put a little bit of the fulvic acid in there, and the full power. And I had sprouts in 24 hours. I had tails coming out in the water, so that was really fast. Maybe it was super fast. Is what it was way. So I did see an improvement putting the aloe and the full power in the water to soak the seeds. Also think pre-treating your seeds with, the mycorrhiza so it can attach to the roots as soon as it starts coming out. There's something to be said for that. So,
yeah,
and
sure.
You can't really do that if you're soaking it. Maybe you could soak it for 8 hours, don't let the tail pop, then roll it in some mycorrhiza, and then drop it in the container you want it in. Probably the optimal if and all you're really trying to do is increase germination rate.
That's
the mycorrhiza is good because my understanding of the situation is it only makes contact. It only forms a union when it needs nutrients and it needs stuff right when it comes out of the seed. So it will form it immediately with the mycorrhiza. So
definitely.
I'm smoking. What you smoke? They were asking what we're smoking on. What you smoking on, DC Pharma?
Oh shit, man! This is a mix of. Thanks to yours truly. This is a mix of Sweet Dream, Three Kings, Purple Cookies. There's something else in there.
We about smoking the same flavors.
Man,
Mix them all up.
It's something else in here too. I forgot what it is. But it's like 4 flavors in one. You know what I'm saying? I like to mix them up a little bit. But I also want to give a shout out to Underground Organics, man. He say he running that Blue Lotus. I need to get a hold of him when I start my
call in,
camp,
man. You need to call in. Tell us about it, man. He's got some pretty stuff going.
Yeah, I definitely need to link up with him, man, because he does got some good things going with his with his grows. And he's also, from what I'm saying, he's also quiet as kept. I guess it ain't quiet as kept no more if I'm running my mouth, but he be breeding, man. You know what I'm saying, on the low. So don't be surprised, man, that if you see that dude, man, with some seeds, some personalized seeds, man, get him, man. Because the only reason you ain't hearing about what he doing, because he's going through the process of, you know, of giving you a good product at the end of the day. Like I said, man, this takes time, man. The process of, you know, trying to get you a strain going and trying to actually start up a genetic, man, it takes time, man. You know, a lot of back crossing and all that goes into play. So, you know, I hope I ain't putting all his business out there, but I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm waiting in the line, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely waiting in the trenches to grab some of that good things you got going. Because I see some of the genetics you're working with, and I know you're going to have some fire, that's for sure.
Yeah, this Platinum Girl Scout cookies, I think I'm going to stick with this cut. It is definitely fire. About 5 weeks right now under the 600 watt HPS light. Loving life. The leaves are praying at all times. I mean, I got a nice fungal mat. I completely cut the cover crop when it went into flower, and then I covered it and put down the malted barley. And I mean, I'm happy, super happy with it, man.
Right. And I guess you just started flowering then, right?
5 weeks.
5 weeks into flower?
Yeah, but she's super. I mean, it's the most frosty I've seen a plant at that stage thus far in my growing career, I guess is why I'm so excited about it. Yeah, the water leaves are frosty.
Definitely got you a keeper there.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Underground Organics ain't upset. He's cool.
But yeah,
see,
man.
Underground Organics, he builds the same par arrays as this other gentleman. He's doing the same thing.
The what?
The lights.
Oh, the lights?
Yeah, so he does the same LEDs. He builds, they call them an array, and because what they're basically doing is using some smaller LEDs and putting them out of the spacing, you know, and he's doing the same kind of thing, putting the drivers on it and hooking things up.
I mean, I love the technology, man. It's so new and it's growing. It's ever growing. I swear, this is an ever growing industry as far as what the lighting goes. Man, I can't really get into it because that's a little too beyond my reach. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing I don't like about it right now, I'm waiting for everything to, you know, kind of plane out. But the cost, man, you know, the cost. I noticed they're energy savers, but some of these lights, man, they cost so much. And then I get upset that if I pay that much money and then something new comes out next month, like, oh, shit.
See, that's
I should have waited.
That's what I like about these arrays. So what we're talking about is the cob array. And so the deal with these is as something comes along that's better, they can switch out your parts. So it's kind of like a DIY, you know what I mean? You're not stuck with a lamp that you can't use anymore. Underground Organics probably talk better about that than I can, but basically what I understand, you know, a better diode comes out or whatever the case is, you upgrade the board, you just swap it out. But they are expensive. I mean, we're talking about like $500 to cover a 3x3.
But I'm gonna put it out there too, you know, to you light guys that like doing designs. I got a design in my head that I do need some lights because I'm doing a light depot. So I still have to have lights running. But I would like to have some sort of LED setup running along my 2x4s on top of my grow and all that. So that way it won't. I need something that'll fit a 2x4 area. So that way I won't have too much light blockage coming from the outside, in other words. Because I got kind of like a hybrid thing going, and I need the sun as much as possible. So the less obstruction, the better. So anything that could fit under a 2x4 or hide under a 2x4, some sort of light rail setup, definitely hit me on my DM, man. And we could talk.
Yeah, the light. I've always wanted a mover. A light mover. Is that what you're saying?
No, not necessarily
Oh,
a
you want a
light
rail.
mover, but I want the lights running across my railings on top.
See it.
You see what I'm saying? Without
Right.
blocking any light from the sun and all that.
Right. I know they use the light movers a lot in greenhouses to supplement light. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be cool.
But yeah, man, I'm definitely excited for this next grow for me because I'm relying on the power of the sun more so than ever, you know, and I'm trying to see what I get back from that, you know. So, and I think it's gonna be beautiful, man. You know, if it's anything with Miss Rad Reefer doing, man, yeah, I think I'm gonna be doing just lovely. And then I'm going the organic route with it, so yeah.
Are you gonna do beds?
I'm going with beds. I already made up my mind. I'm going with grassroots beds.
Yes.
I'm gonna run them across because you know, if I'm gonna take my time and my money to build the soil, then I'm gonna make it do the best it can.
Beds
And I see that having them in beds, I get the more out of it than I would having them in 15-gallon pots. Trying to squeeze in as much plants that I can in the space that I have.
Right.
I see that having about 6 rows of beds, I have a better fucking shot of doing my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it looked like Joshua just replanted his beds out there. Did you see his harvest, man?
Mm-hmm.
That grape stomper. The trichomes were on top of trichomes on top of trichomes. It grows some beautiful stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely like what I see coming out of beds anyway. And then now, you know, I also hope the decision was, you know, like you got guys out here like Farmer Freeman, you know what I'm saying? Like now I could pop my seeds, man, or have my plants in the beds, and if I find out that they're males, I pull them out and throw something else in there.
Did you want Underground Organics to call in?
He could call in. I gotta get my phone working. I think I got this damn case on my phone.
We can just put him on speaker by the mic.
Yeah, we can put him on speaker by the mic if you want, for sure.
Princess P's gonna repost that number real quick.
He could call. I just gotta take the damn phone out this damn case. The jack wasn't reaching. That's all it was.
It's in the chat. Scroll up. Sorry.
Thanks, Jack.
He probably just went in the chat then. Or what? Yeah, it's underground. It's in the chat if you scroll up. I don't know if you can find it.
I guarantee you that's what it was. All right.
Yeah, so today I had some free time and I was looking at the Rodell Encyclopedia of Organic Growing. Just happened to be a copy where I was. It was talking about calcium deficiencies, and it said the number one reason there's calcium deficiencies is either too much water or an inadequate water. And I think that's very true in no-till, because there's lots of nutrients that rely on that water supply. So I think that's why, you know, we were talking about that water, and it's just so crucial. You know, it just popped in my head thinking about that calcium and how people like, add that CalMag. You know, it's there.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying about my grow, I don't go back to that for a second. Hold on.
There we go.
Hold on. Hello? Is it working? All right, give us a second. We're going to try to get this on the air.
Okay.
All right, you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I can hear you.
All right, there we go. We finally got it going, y'all.
Okay, what's going on, player?
What's going on with you, man? Thanks for calling in. We got Underground Organics with us tonight. Well, what's going
How
on
y'all
with you
doing?
and your
How y'all
project? That's what we like to know.
Man, I'm just trying to keep up with y'all, man. That's really what's going on. I'm just trying to grow some lovely greens and put out some good lights, man, and you know, get my thing jumping off a little bit here and there.
Exactly.
So you said you're getting ready to build that 600 watt. What's that going to cover?
That's gonna cover one of the 4x4s. and that'll be able to actually go all the way to 640 when I'm finished with it. I'm gonna be using 240 HLGs, 14 by 21, and I have run about 12 carbs off of that. I'm gonna run the Vero 29 though.
So for those out there that don't know anything about those numbers you're throwing out, why don't you tell them what those are?
All right.
As far as the parts and you know what I'm saying?
All right, when we start with the carbs, you got basically three different types. You got the Citizen, you have the Veros, and then you have the Creed. All of them run basically about the same. From what I've been noticing, my ones that I've been playing with the Creed, they actually give me a little more of the bluish color instead of the reddish. The Veros give me more of the. So, I mean, but either way, you can run them. You can run them all the way through veg and flour, so it doesn't matter, and you can mix them up. If there's any new bin shells that come out, like different fixtures with the carbs, you can actually upgrade them without, you spend $25-$30 on a new set of carbs, and you're back in the game.
So what's the price tag on that? What are you trying to let those go for?
Put it like this, for the 600 fixture, that cost me all the way out the door, putting together myself, was about $6.20 something. So it was about $1, per watt, all the way. I mean,
So it's about a double.
so it's not bad. I mean,
double
even with
HPS
the,
price.
I mean, like you see the Vero Rays I'm running, they're like, man, they almost triple the output of my 315, and that's a Phantom 315, and that's newer than those Veros.
And these are full spectrum lights, right? Like you could do in veg and flour?
Yeah, I
That's
do veg
dope.
and flour run with them and with the 315, and they're crushing that 315. I just use the 315 now straight for veg, man, just to bring up some babies and use that straight for veg, and then I just use carbs for running flour. When I go to straight hard veg, I really use the carbs. You get a better. It's like the plants love them better for some reason. They give you a better, deeper green. It penetrates more. Y'all seen what I put on Instagram, so y'all see it. They loving it.
And I know they don't put out as much heat as a HPS will, right?
No. Actually, they're less than the CMHs also. Right now, on one side, I'm running the Veros at full power. I'm staying at about 75 to 77. Nighttime, I drop down to maybe about 74. On the CMH side, I'm actually staying a little higher at around 78 to 76. My lowest I get is about 75 at nighttime, on that side.
Okay.
So, and if you want to talk about cost efficiency, if you're just running LED, you'll save probably about, I'll say, if you're running about 1,000 watts in LED and versus, HPS or whatever you want to run, you're going to save anywhere between $50 to $75 a month on your light bill. I promise you.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Now, you say you're running like the 600. Now, is that actually 600 from the wall? Or is that...
From the wall, I can get total of about 630 at full power.
Okay.
That'll push me all the way out. But actually, that's if I push all the way out. If I push it all the way out with just that and the plug, without running the fans and everything else, it'll probably pull 596 the last time I checked it. But I hadn't put my dimmers on at that time, so I need to actually redo it. Once I throw those on this weekend, I'll pretty much be done with that one. And y'all probably see that in about a week or so when I throw something else up.
So with a lot of that, from what I've looked at with GrowMow and some of the other big LED growers out there, they talk about how much you're supposed to push the driver, and you get a driver that's bigger and then you only push it at like half strength or what is that? Can you speak to that or what you feel about that?
Really what that is it really goes on how many carbs you have, because each carb, depending on, okay, like say you got the Vero 29. Now, you've got 3 different shelf lives of that. So basically it will be a different bin. So you can go with the A bin, which is like a kind of a top grade. The B is the middle class, and then you go with the C or the D, which are the lower ones. They're lower quality ones. So
yeah,
I
parts.
tend to say if you want to run, how we're running, and you're trying to get the maximum out of them, you want to stay within the B shelf or the A shelf, and they actually give you, they can actually hold anywhere between mine are running I think the 36 volts per car, but if I went to the A, I could probably get up to anywhere between 56 to 72 per car. So then I can up my drivers, and I can actually run them softer when getting more power out of them.
Right. Right. It's all about efficiency at that point, I guess.
Right, right.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sold. I want one. I mean,
And another question I had: what's the lifespan of one of these lights that you build?
The Veros I'm running now, I've ran them for all of last year, playing around with those. No, and I haven't had a problem with them. After each run, I basically break them down, clean them, just wipe them off real good. And I mean, I haven't lost anything. But the life expectancy, when I talk to the guys at Rapid and with the other company I deal with, they're telling me I can get 3 to 5 years easily, long as there's no water damage, I don't spray a lot of water on them and things like that.
Right, right.
For between 3 to 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of years in between that time.
yeah, the technology
Right,
probably going
like-
to upgrade
like
between
this.
then anyway. So,
With my 315, with the 315 that I ran last year, the Phantom 315 that I got up on my left side, I've already changed that bulb twice,
That's cool, man.
and I'm still pushing. And with the Veros that I'm running right now, they're pushing about 3 times as much as that.
Now, when you make these lights, you design them yourself, right?
The 600 build I'm designing myself. The ones that I have up right now, that's a little kit, and it's like $249. I mean, for what it is, it's a 240 watt kit, and you get it from Rapid LED. It's a basic kit. You put it together, and if you run 2 of them, you can run. I mean, one of them will crush a 3x3. If you run 2, you can crush a 4x4 all day.
Yeah, and I was mainly asking, so because when you design the lights for yourself, right? What are you shooting for in design wise?
It depends on what size of what I'm going for. We run in no sales, so I want to get down to where I'm running 415 pipes on each 4x4, and I can push 600, so that way I can basically. I feel if you're getting 1.3 to 1.5 per watt, you're in the top. I mean, you're doing your thing, because the lights are gonna push it to where you're getting a gram per watt easy. But I want to tweak it to where my soil is happy, my plants are happy, and I can push them a little bit more. Because I feel if you give the plant the good environment, it's gonna push out to 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and double. I mean, you can probably get. I mean, like some of the guys I know, one guy he's running about 600. He's pulling about 1.7 off that 600 watts per gram. Yeah, gram 0.7.
Man, that's what's up, man. Hey, I definitely appreciate you calling in, man. It's getting to be about that time for us tonight. But what I want you to do is, man, let the people know where they can reach you at, man, because I think it's real important for our community out here in D.C. for them to have your information, being as though a lot of us is indoor growers and we need access to these kind of lights and the knowledge behind it, man. So let the people know where they can reach you at.
They can hit me up on Underground Organics LLC on Instagram. I'm Lee Mills on Facebook.
Man, y'all
That's how y'all hit me up. Plus, every other weekend, just about y'all know y'all see me up there. I'm up there in y'all area all the time. Showing love. I love the area. The community is wonderful. So I let y'all know when I'm up there. Just check the Instagram. Y'all see me.
For sure, man. And make sure y'all follow him on IG, man, and shout to his DM, man, to make y'all some of them lights, man. Support independent people, man, doing their thing, man. And, that's it for tonight. Thank you for calling in. And
thanks, buddy.
Thanks everybody else tonight for tuning in. And thanks Big Worm for coming through tonight as well. Why don't you let the people what you got going on this week?
Hit us up on Instagram. Follow the grow. Hopefully, I'm going to harvest this week. So we'll see what's going on with that. Check us out on YouTube. We have a new garden walkthrough video. Always got the soil available at Cannabis DC. Big Worm Organics.
Okay. No classes this week?
No classes this week.
Okay, that's
unfortunately we didn't get a turnout, but everybody wanted to know about it. But
Yeah.
you know, so might just do a live broadcast.
Yeah, man. Anything, man. But you know, like with anything, things take time, man, for people to understand and hear what's going on. And you know, when people catch on, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah." So you just gotta keep at it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And we could definitely do a live broadcast. That's for sure.
All right, brother.
And to next week, y'all. This is the DC Pharma Show. Tune in. We're gonna have something special again.
Peace out, everybody.
All right, y'all.
Stay lifted.
Them drums making me feel so nice.